So everything gets screwed up.
Oh yeah, welcome back everybody to another episode of Delve and Dash right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful Dungeon Master, and yes, once again, we are in the midst of technological difficulties, which seems to happen in every campaign on this channel, at least 5 to infinity times. So we're going through these struggles. Dalton finally, his camera just apparently Jamie is cosplaying his character Vix right now. So you guys get to enjoy that to kick off tonight's stream. So thank you guys so much for being here. Quick announcement. This is our 2-year birthday celebration week. And this is our 2-year birthday celebration episode of Delve and Dash. And we're going to be giving away a set of Little Dragon Corp dice during this session. Their special birthstone dice sets that they have. They are going to give away a set of those birthstone dice to one person in chat tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and open that giveaway right now. So you guys can go ahead and get yourself in there. Let me make sure I'm typing the commands right. I can open that giveaway. Our giveaway is now open. In order to enter the giveaway, you just type birthday into the chat box there in Twitch, and you will be entered in the drawing. Quick, like you guys were talking earlier, quick self-promotion. If you subscribe to the channel, you have a little bit of a boost in your percentage to win. So if you have not yet subscribed to the channel and you want to help support this channel in that way, go ahead. I think we'd be extremely grateful, wouldn't we, everyone? Is that
Yes.
Yeah. Do it.
Do it.
I demand.
Vix casts command on everyone. Everyone clicks the subscribe button. So we're going to dive back into tonight's episode. Last week, the party had come across a journal of a murdered man who seemed to be in some type of love affair with the Water Baron of Yartar. Seems much of the speculation came upon the Water Baron herself as being the one responsible, but nothing solid could ever be put together to press charges or convict her of this crime. In the meantime, upon returning to this journal to Raz's mom, it seems that Tiva was in the process of changing her appearance and explained to Raz that she was ready to give up this lifestyle. She didn't want to be a part of this anymore, and she was ashamed of raising and pulling Raz along into this, and almost feeling as if she was, kind of molding Raz and using Raz's innate abilities to be able to disguise herself as anything she saw fit. To her own personal gain. And now, it seems that Vix has gotten this newfound confidence and curiosity about this whole situation, and seems to want to find out more. So, we're going to take our adventure, and we're going to open it up the very next morning. Now, I know that pretty much everybody was out and about kind of doing their own thing, but I guess to start us off, where would you guys each be waking up to start this new day? Because I think Raz was at the docks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Vix and Silver spent some time at a tavern drinking milk and straight down the line ale.
Yep.
And I think Franklin was busy drawing maps. Uh-oh. Franklin's frozen.
I think he would be frozen.
Uh-oh. I was going to say, he's glaring at me right now.
He's like, really? You don't remember what I was doing? I'd probably have spent the night with Silver, like old times.
Okay. Just in the inn, or would you guys have headed back to Tiva's estate?
If Vix wouldn't have wanted to, we probably would have got a room at the inn. But that wouldn't have been his Silver's first option. He would have went back
After the milk, Vix was following Silver. So
Okay. So yeah, then we just went back to Tiva's.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way. You would have woken up at Tiva's.
You would have woken up at Tiva's.
And
Mhm.
it looks like.
Oh.
And it looks like
I'm
I
getting
think we're
some-
gonna
Sweet
get back
echo.
over something.
So it looks like I might have to play with my phone as my beaker.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Can you turn on push to talk?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Because otherwise we get all of our stuff heard twice.
or plug in headphones.
Or plug in headphones.
Yeah. Excuse our technical difficulties once again, ladies and gentlemen.
Per the usual.
Yeah, it always happens. I know that there was been storms all across the country recently, and it's been wreaking
Yeah.
havoc on everybody's services and things like that. So, all right. So, Raz, where did you say you would? Where would you wake up?
This is hard. I'm honestly not sure. Okay. The dice have decided that she stayed out all night crying at the dock.
Stayed out all night crying at the docks.
Yep, so she has not come home. She just sort of curled up under her cloak and slept out in the elements.
Okay. Lucky for Raz, it did not rain, and you awaken to the sounds of seagulls in the distance next to the river, and you're cold. Had a rough night.
Had a rough day.
But the morning sun seems to help to open your eyes with the glare beaming off of the water of the river. And Franklin, where would you be waking up?
I never left the house.
Never left the house. Okay, so we'll say Franklin wakes up probably somewhere popping out of his shell somewhere around the table that he's been working at. So you guys all, actually Vix, Silver, and Franklin, you guys would all be in Tiva's estate currently. The room has stayed quiet upstairs in Tiva's house. She hasn't come downstairs at all. And you guys are pretty much regathering around the table. This morning, what would you guys like to discuss? Raz is not here.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good
Anybody know
morning.
where Raz is? Kind of worried that she didn't come back. No.
Crickets.
Maybe we should go look. Maybe we should go look for her.
Okay, we can look for it, but remember, I want to go see that house too.
We can do that after. Maybe she knows where that house is. Help us find it easier.
Okay, let's go find her.
Okay.
Okay. Is
You coming, Franklin?
I suppose.
Okay. So we're gonna start looking for Raz.
all right? So you guys are heading down there. You guys probably wouldn't have any inkling on where she even went. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead. You guys can each roll a survival check for me.
Natural 20.
14.
I can sniff her.
Also remember, I don't look like myself right now.
Right.
22.
22. What did you have, Franklin?
21.
21. Okay. You guys spend some time looking around. All over different parts. You even go by you make a swing past those noble residences, the one that you cased the other day and cased and robbed. And you actually see the house, Vix, that you were given a slight description of, a brass dome that's supposedly on like a tower on the corner of one side of this noble estate. Not the biggest estate by any means, but definitely lavish in its look. You make your way for quite some time. Now, Raz, what exactly do you look like right now?
I look like a teenage boy, very tall and lanky and sort of, muscular, but like sort of stringy muscles, not buff at all, just sort of unassuming.
Okay.
Any face in the crowd.
I would say here, this is what we'll do. We'll have Vix and we'll have Jamie and Ani help me determine this. But with that natural 20 survival check, what about this little teenage boy at the docks would give away to Vix that this is in fact Raz?
Well, she's still wearing her cloak.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I did.
The only thing is,
I did read that changelings, their clothes don't change.
Yeah, no, it's
just their appearance.
Yeah. But she wears very androgynous clothing under, like, normally, just in case. So, that if she changes genders, it's not that weird.
Right.
But
he's traveled with her long enough to know her scent. He knows the scent of his whole party.
Yeah, you begin to.
Yeah,
track,
that doesn't change.
You begin to track that familiar smell, that musk that you've been that you've gotten familiar with.
Hold on. I have a question though before they find me in the docks. Does Raz have any friends?
Like
would
Raz have any friends?
I don't know.
You tell me.
I didn't have to think about this before now. I'm trying to think, like, would there be anyone?
There were several ladies within the hand that you thought might have been your friends, but now returning back, you may be a little unsure if that was ever the case in the first place.
Did I know anybody not in the hand?
I don't know.
Because I know I would have business connections as Eric's.
Yeah.
And but would Mags know anybody? Just like a baker, or just some random person that came into contact with on a daily basis or semi-daily basis.
I would say you probably did. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to watch the character development being pulled out of my hat.
That's what we do best here.
Improv.
That's it.
I feel like there's some older woman baker who has given her roles or something, and would listen to her talk when she was younger. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
And I feel like that's where Raz would head.
What kind of specialty would she bake? What would her baking specialty be?
Apples.
Apples? Okay.
Like apple cakes, apple buns, apple
dumplings, apple pies.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Her name is Eunice.
Okay.
That sounds like that was my grandmother's name, and it seems to fit the MO.
But yeah, just sort of an unassuming older baker lady that just is super nice, and it's just oh yes, honey, yeah, I'll listen to your problems,
That is totally my grandmother.
Perfect. And just pushes food upon you, yourself in, please.
Would you like another dumpling? Here you go. I like it. Sure. So
okay. That's where wrong character. That's where Raz is heading.
That's where Raz is heading. Raz, as you're making your way through the docks, you hear the sound of...
I swear I smell her this way!
And you hear that familiar voice.
Which... Keep going. I'll follow you.
Oh, she's real close, Vix.
She's really close!
I don't see her.
I think Raz might try and hide, try and get away.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
Go ahead and make Make a stealth check.
That is a 21.
Let's. I don't think anybody's passive is going to beat a 21, right?
Nope.
Not mine.
That's 2 million.
You had.
Can a passive beat a 21?
Yes. My druid.
Druids. That doesn't count.
All of a sudden, you just lose the scent, Vix.
Oh, it's gone.
Where'd it go?
I
Could have
don't
just
know.
vanished.
Sorry, guys.
Maybe we just keep going down farther. You'll pick it back up.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, we have to find her. Maybe something happened to her.
Maybe she's already at the house. Maybe if we go there, she might be there. Or if she's not there, then I can do the investigation and she'll catch up.
Did she know where the house was? Did she know about the house? I guess it's worth a look.
Yeah, I think you guys found this information out from the bartender. So only you two know about the house.
If you think that's the right thing to do, let's go check there, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. She's better with words.
Then we should probably find her first then.
Would Raz be staying of earshot of all this, or would she have already been long gone?
In character, she'd be probably gone.
Okay.
Sorry.
And you're headed to the bakery to spend some time
Yes.
with Eunice?
Yes.
All right. You walk in with a little ring of a bell that's just inside the door of the bakery. I don't have a really clever name for a bakery.
The baked apple.
The baked apple.
Yeah, sure.
And so it is. The baked apple. That's-
Also, right before she opens the door, so she's has her hand on it, has her hood up, she sort of changes back into her into Mags.
Oh, Mags, you come to see me. It's been a while.
Hello, grandmother.
It's good to see you, my dear. You have
Hi.
an apple dumpling. She holds out this big basket of all these warm apple dumplings that she had just taken out of the oven.
I happily take one.
They're delicious. They have cinnamon inside them as well. I mean, oh.
And the apple's just soft enough, but also just crisp enough.
Exactly.
That, it just bursts in your mouth.
Oh, exactly. The flavor is immense.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
You're oh, Franklin, Vix, and Silver would love these.
Yup. Maybe I'll bring some back for him. I'm sorry, work took me out of the city.
Oh, that's understandable, my dear.
How have you been? Business been good?
Oh, as good as ever, my dear. As good as ever.
Good.
Been looking to hire a few, others to join, just to make sure I can, keep the business going, I'm getting a little
Are you gonna
frail at my
open-
age, Can't do all the
Are you
things
going
I
to
used to
open
be
that
able to.
market stall you were talking about?
Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to tell you, I've been pretty close. A few more weeks, and I
Good.
think we'll be ready.
Good. Other parts of the city deserve to know of your fine baked goods.
So what's going on? You don't seem, well, you're not as upbeat as you normally are, my dear. Something troubling you?
You know the ways of the world, grandmother. There's always something, isn't there?
There's always something, yes.
No, it's just work causing issues with life, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Also, as far as Eunice knows, or at least as far as Raz knows that Eunice knows, she is not involved in thievery. She
Right,
just
yeah.
works as like a runner for a different store. just so you know, as far as I know.
Well, you know, my dear, I've been trying this for years, but a position is always available with us here at the Baked Apple, my dear. I mean, someone of your potential and your reliability. We could use you around here. I feel like you're being a little bit abused over at the other place. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Master Eric's would never take advantage. He's been good to me. I don't want to leave him short-handed.
Alrighty, well, the offer still stands and always does, my dear.
I appreciate it.
For as long as I am baking, I need a good runner. And I'm in, Let's just be honest. The other prep chefs I have around here just don't have what it takes.
Yeah, well, I've learned from the best, so I appreciate all your lessons.
It is good to see you.
It's good to be back somewhere that hasn't changed.
Well, at least for now. Once we get this market stall up, hey, you never know.
Then you're gonna be rolling in so much dough.
I might get myself an estate up there right next to those nobles up there on the hill, my dear.
If anyone deserves it, you do, grandmother.
That would be the life, wouldn't it? Not having a worry in the world.
Always having someone to do your bidding, right?
I do my best to try stay humble, my dear.
Oh, of course.
But
I don't think there's a braggadocious bone in your body.
And she kind of moves around. You can see that she walks with like she's always like a little bit bent over. Like she's got like this sore back like walk to her as she moves about. Well, it sure would be good to just pay someone to do all this. She moves around, takes a little display case that she's got kind of behind the counter and starts rearranging some pastries, making them look a little bit better and more appealing. And inside there is people. There are a few other people within the shop, but they're just like sitting around having a nice apple-filled donut or something like that over in the corner. And she's just kind of milling about.
Well, I suppose I should be on my way, but I just wanted to stop in and see how you were doing now that I was back in the city for a bit.
Yeah, my offer still stands, my dear. Don't forget.
I know.
I hope to see you soon. And here.
Would it be possible to get a few of these dumplings to go?
I was just going to tell you that, see, you can read my mind, my dear. What a brilliant person you would be to have working for me. Here you go. She gives you 8 apple dumplings wrapped up in a basket to take with you.
And I, of course, try and hand her a silver piece.
Oh, don't even.
Which she never accepts.
Pushes it back right at you. Don't you even try it.
And I feel like that's like a tradition that happens every time. Like,
don't try to get me with this every single. You remember that time you tried to slip one in the pocket of my apron, dear? I tracked you down in the street and I made a ruckus.
You did.
I did. I made a ruckus and I gave
smacked
it right back in your hand and told you to turn around and walk away. And that's what I did.
Ah, yes, back in my hand and little clap on the ear just so I'd remember it, right, grandmother?
That's it. Scared the crap out of that little boy over there walking on the other side of the street.
Well, it was a good crack, you know. But you've always been one that's more for the sound than the feel, which I appreciate.
And that little one will always grow up to respect his elders, I assure you.
He will, he will.
That's right.
You train as well. Well, thank you. I'll stop back when I get a moment.
Sounds great. And she just kind of gives you this really warm smile as you exit the bakery. Just really made you feel welcoming and at home again.
Mm-hmm.
Despite all the recent chaos and havoc.
Yep.
Since you've got
And
here.
that's why I went there. I would now commence to attempting to find the party.
Okay, where would you guys have gone for the last 15 to 20 minutes? Would you guys be still looking for her?
Franklin would have wild shaped.
Okay.
Franklin would have wild shaped into like a bloodhound, so I could get advantage on scent-based
Okay.
perception checks.
Nice.
And I'll be looking for her that way.
All right, cool. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Go ahead and roll a let's call this perception with advantage. And you can, I believe you use your hound's score, right?
Nope, because I'm a druid, I get to use my own.
You get to use all your own things, or is it just your mental stats?
My own mentals.
Yeah, so it'd be,
Just my mentals.
Yeah, you're good. So you guys now have a
So-
dog with you instead of a massive turtle, who seems to be sniffing things out and leading the way through the streets.
26.
26. Yeah, so eventually you do catch the scent, Franklin. That familiar smell of Raz. And you lead. I'm assuming the other two are going to follow, or are you going to...
We'll follow you.
Okay. So
I'll ride the dog.
are you allowing Vix to
I
ride
don't
on...
stop him.
I don't stop him. Okay.
I don't stop him.
So now we've got this epic picture of Franklin the turtle as a dog with Vix mounted on the back of him, bareback, like wrapped in one arm around his neck while he's catching on to the scent. He stops, looks one way down the street, looks another way down the street, and then does the whole point with one leg up in the air, like the pointer dog style, and then takes off, and Silver's like struggling to keep up as he's running behind the dog.
And I head back the same way that I came, because that was the last place I saw them, so we probably run into each other pretty...
Yeah, and Franklin, all of a sudden you get like a really big blast of this Raz scent mixed with the delicious smell of what seems to be baked apple pie. And you're standing and you can
I'm continuing to look for Raz.
Yeah. And technically you're still Mags, right? Do they know what Mags looks like? Have you ever been Mags in front of them? I think you were, right?
Yes, when we were coming back into the city, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys run into Raz as her different, more, I guess you would look... Can you describe Mags one more time for us?
Give me 30 seconds to pull up my Hero Forge so that I can, because I have all of them made. It's decently similar to Raz, in her cook's form. God, this is kind of confusing. Because Raz sort of has two forms, so pretty similar, a little bit younger looking actually.
Okay.
One sec, of course, Hero Forge is like, I'm not gonna load.
Sorry, while she's searching for that, don't forget, chat, to enter the giveaway by typing in birthday in the chat to win those birthstone set of dice from Little Dragon Corp. We're gonna pull the giveaway at the end of the episode around between 8 o'clock and 10 after 8 Eastern time, so make sure you do that. And thanks for...
But if you've already typed it, you don't have to type it again.
Oh yeah, if you already typed it in, you are entered, and you are good. And thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it.
Also, I accidentally joined it.
If we...
Just like you did,
If we draw...
Accidentally.
If we draw the Overlord Stumpy from chat, we will redraw.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, Mags looks similar, a little younger, a little shorter, actually a little bit more feminine, with shorter hair, but up, not down,
Gotcha.
or not braided down. It's sort of up in like a coronet
Okay.
on her head. So
Yeah, so you guys run into the familiar form of Mags.
Once I see that, I go running up and give her a big hug.
Oh, you are embraced in a big bear hug from your favorite silver dragonborn friend.
We thought something happened to you. Where were you? Worried.
I just had to clear my head. Sorry.
It's okay. You're fine. At least I think you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, as much as can be. Oh, I brought snacks. And I'm gonna hand out dumplings.
Is Franklin still look in his dog form?
Yes.
So, there's a dog who you presume is
Yeah, I figure it's Franklin at this point.
Franklin. You've gotten kind of used to him
You know,
transforming.
the turtle man you hate the most right now.
I will happily take the apple pie.
Yeah, it does. It looks and smells delicious.
Well, thank you. Looks good. Just gonna start eating it.
From the best baker in the city.
It's really good.
Yes.
Well, anyways, now that we found you, I think Vix wanted to do some investigating or something, right, Vix?
Vix is doing the whole like, I'm gonna talk to you, but I want you to talk to me thing. Where he's like,
Vix, you have to explain. He wants to find what happened to the man that died, I think, right?
Okay.
Is this gonna be one of those moments where like Vix is like, tell her that I want to go find this, like standing right in front of her.
Franklin barks.
Vix, what was the person's name again?
tell her that we're gonna go looking for the person in my note. For Cadron Palier's wife.
Okay. May I ask why?
Tell her because I think I know who the murderer was.
I don't really need to tell her. She's standing right here.
Tell her!
I think we already know who the murderer is, though.
Who do you think it is? I mean, tell her I want to know who she thinks it is. He, like, looked directly at you and then remembered that he was...
It's the Water Baron.
I don't think so.
And why is that?
I feel like it's too obvious, and in all the books I read, it's never that obvious. It's never the first person that you think it is. I think it's his wife.
And why do you think it's his wife?
Because we got other information other than what's in the book. Apparently, the wife was on the Water Baron's estate, arguing with the Water Baron, and then the Water Baron, like, dismissed her, and she was all angry. At least that's what I put together, I guess. So I think she knew about the affair, and instead she tried to approach the Water Baron about it. The Water Baron didn't believe her. She got angry, took matters into her own hands, and killed her husband to stop the affair from happening.
And what does she get out of it?
The money from his death, of course.
Do we know that the money was left to her? Like, in this society, can it be left to women, or is it left with their children? Or
Currently in this society, it is left primarily to, as long as it's, you know, they have a will. And it's pretty much left to, most of the time, a noble man who is married will leave it to his wife. Most cases.
do we know if that was the case?
You guys probably wouldn't know.
Okay.
It's just an assumption.
It's a very convincing story.
Suppose it does make sense to follow the money.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, Silver would probably know a little bit about this. And he probably would know that out of all of you, just based on his upbringing in Silvery Moon.
Wait, you're
Yes,
from a place called Silvery Moon, and your
Yes.
name is Silver.
Yes.
Okay.
We learn something new every day.
Yup.
Typically, if a noble person dies, they do leave it to their spouse. Of course, that could be different here.
Yeah, that's sort of. I was wondering if I would know, like, as local knowledge.
I know that you're upset that I didn't agree with your mother very much. But
That's
personally,
not what I'm upset about, but okay.
I feel like that you need to look at this from another point of view. Because I don't think just assuming it was the Water Baron is the best idea. Because first of all, he wouldn't even kill people himself. He'd hire somebody
She.
for it.
The Water Baron's a she, right?
She.
Yep.
Yeah, the Water
I'm
Baron
sorry.
is the person that that the guy was having the affair with. That's only one
Her
person.
name is Nestra Ruthoil.
Oh.
She's current Water
Oh.
Now Franklin will shift back to turtle form.
Okay, Franklin.
I completely, this whole time, thought she was just the wife of the Water Baron.
Nope. The Water Baron's a woman.
Oh, I need to pay attention more.
I feel like this does fit in with Vix's character, though. Who are we kidding?
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, this makes even more sense. Why would she kill him if she was having an affair with him?
Because it would ruin her reputation if it came out. And reputation is everything in this town.
No, I don't think she'd do it. I think his wife killed him because it even makes more sense now, honestly.
But then why not kill the Water Baron?
Because
Why kill your husband?
you can get away with your husband. Nobody cares about your husband. People care about the Water Baron.
Well, I mean, some people probably care about the husband too.
Yeah, but not as much as the Water Baron.
That is true.
The guards care about the Water Baron.
But then you
Right.
frame your husband and make them both pay.
That puts too much pressure on your family directly. And it takes away your status.
But you get revenge.
But you don't want revenge and to lose everything you have.
Maybe she was trying to pin the murder on the Water Baron, like it's kind of what happened anyways,
Right.
even though it wasn't proven.
Maybe. That's why I want to talk to her. I feel like we could get a lot of information.
I'm not opposed to talking to her. Are you going as you are?
Is there something wrong? Should I not go as me?
Merely a question.
Vix, remember,
might-
people aren't normally used to seeing kobolds.
It's okay. I can intimidate her.
I don't think you need to change.
Thank you.
It was merely a question. Merely a question.
Raz, one thing that you had gathered is kind of something that was implied within Thieves' Camp with your mother when you guys have been speaking recently, is when this whole thing came about, pretty much after she was, forgiven, or at least not under investigation anymore, not charged with anything.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like no one dares even mention this in her presence from fear of what she might do.
And that is the Water Baron, correct? Not the wife?
The Water Baron Nestra.
Okay.
Basically, as soon as this thing was all put to rest, like, even people around town are very hushed about it. Like, they're afraid to say anything. Even the bartender, I think, told you guys that at the, he was afraid to even speak to you about it, but he went ahead and just kind of whispered it over to you.
I just feel like it's too obvious.
Perhaps if we are going to continue to discuss this, though, we shouldn't do it so publicly on the street. It's a bit of a touchy local subject.
Everybody can make a perception check for me, please. As
Oh,
Raz
look, we
says
all
this.
get stabbed in the back.
14.
14.
Oh, God.
6.
6.
26.
26. Nice.
11. I have a 6 in perception? Dang, that's sweet.
Across the street, there's like a group of kids. They just watched a dog turn into a turtle man. And Franklin is just like waving to them as you guys are having this conversation. And they're just standing there going. And you guys, as soon as Raz said that about having this conversation somewhere a little bit more private, Raz, you turn over and see all these kids just like staring at you guys.
I'm going to just give them a look, which is common in this city of adults that look at children that says, "Go away, scram."
Go ahead and make an intimidation check with your look.
Figured. That is a 14.
14. You get this expression from them. They actually shoot you back a snooty look. And one of them actually spits out his tongue at you and goes, and then they just start walking away. And one of them's looking over his shoulder like,
I'm going to happen to pull out a dagger and a whetstone and just sort of
okay, they
sharpen the edge.
They immediately start sprinting down the street the opposite direction at the sight of your dagger.
Yep. That's how you do it here in the city. Scaring little children with daggers.
Well, on the bright side, I know the house we have to go to.
Yes,
Oh, good.
We figured that out.
And we saw it on the walk.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, not too far.
Well then, lead the way.
All right. I take the lead.
Franklin, did you have
Shit,
any of
how
the
high?
did you have any of the apple dumplings?
If one was handed to me, sure.
Oh yeah, I think she handed them to everybody, right?
Where you would have still been the dog, right?
At the time, I was still a dog.
Okay, then I would have said fetch and thrown it.
I would not have chased after it and gave you the look of,
No,
you
I
do it.
I didn't throw it hard. It just like went like 3 feet before.
That look your dog gives you when you throw like the bone and say
Yeah.
go fetch, and it just looks at you like no.
Like, why would you throw that?
You're a
I
dog,
was like, I thought we,
and I'm mad at
I
you.
thought we were gonna play tug of war for 20 minutes. What is this?
Yeah.
Well, I ate your hand during half of it.
All right, so as Franklin morphs back.
So no, you
into
didn't get one. That's your up.
And
Sorry, Raz is not happy with you. I'm sorry.
Silver would have went and picked up the apple pie.
Silver picks up the pie off the ground.
It's probably still good. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, I would wipe it off,
Mhm.
and then I would start eating it.
Still tastes pretty good. One of the corners is broken up a little bit on it. Some of the apple filling fell out of it, but it's still good.
That's fine. Yes.
Good, so you guys all making your way to the Noble District?
Yes, I'm leading.
Only after I cast Mending on Vix's candle.
Oh, there's candles?
All right. To
Yes.
make my candles full again.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, definitely easy enough.
As
You even walk
as we're
by
walking,
as
I pass out another round, and I do pass one to Franklin.
Oh, really?
I hand it to everybody. So
Franklin, you could even cast Mending on the broken apple pie that Silver picked up.
He already ate it, though.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
thank you, Mac.
Yeah.
The one you gave me, I put it in my backpack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't need it.
And I still have one left over. That's mine.
All right. So you guys are making your way back up to the Noble District. Now, it's crazy because this house is actually next door neighbor to the estate that you guys had all that action with previously.
Oh, and they know what I look like at the estate next door. They know me as the hero.
So how do you guys want to approach this? Because
I'm just walking up.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. So you guys walk up, make your way. You can see that there are extra guards placed in front of the other noble home, which is this mansion is much bigger than the one you guys are looking to go to. The first estate, I think. I had the name of that estate here somewhere. I think it was the Barden family. Yeah, so you make your way past their front gates, and you can see instead of just 2 guards at the gate, there are now 4. A couple of them apparently recognize Vix as you guys are walking by. Wait a minute, isn't that? You can kind of hear them speaking. Hey, you're the hero from the other day.
Oh, don't mention it.
I mean, we're still trying to figure out what happened here. What? Hey, you defeated that creature on the wall, correct?
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time.
There's no claw marks on the wall. Like, the windows are intact. I don't know.
They're very weird. Very, very weird creatures.
How was it able to dig its claws into the wall and climb it without leaving any marks or damage?
Their claws actually don't pierce. They go through all matter. All of it. They just go right through it.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Make a deception check, please.
Natural 20.
Of course.
It makes sense. One of them walks up to this guy, more of like a heavier set, taller guard, like kneels down next to me. Yeah, man, I heard about that. They just cling to like some kind of other plane of existence.
Right,
and it just climbs right up there, and there's no damage. No, are you serious? I'm telling you, I've heard it, and it came from the hero himself too. So that must. Hey, we can't take that for a grain of salt, man.
Raz is just shaking her head like, oh my god. This is why it was easy to steal things from you. Do not say that out loud. Just gotta put that on there. That is thought process.
So all these guards standing out front are just like in amazement to see Vix, and just to hear this knowledge that Vix has. Oh man, you hear another one. You hear another female guard as you guys are kind of moving by. He must be some sort of sage or something. Have you heard about those wizards that have that innate ability to be able to just morph time and things? I think he's one of them. So
Raz goes up and knocks at the gate of the one we're heading to.
You guys walk up to the gate of this estate. This estate actually has a stone wall that goes around it, about 5 foot high, made of thick red bricks. There's no like metal gates. There's an archway that has a little sidewalk that leads up to the front porch area, which is actually underneath the tower that leads up. Looks like 3 or 4 stories and has that brass dome at the top. It looks golden, but Vix and Silver, you got some insight from the bartender that he's pretty sure it's made out of brass.
That dome is made of brass.
This is what we've heard.
Oh gosh.
And there's no gate, and there's no guards at this estate.
Okay, then I'm going to firmly place my hand on Vix's shoulder and guide everyone into the estate that we're going to.
Okay. You guys move into the front yard. The front yard, it looks like it was really just beautiful and lavish at one point in time, but it seems like the lawn care has gone downhill, and perhaps it's not being as well kept. The shrubs and bushes, it seems like the grass is still being tended to, but it seems like the bushes and hedges and things are a little bit, kind of growing out of sorts. And you can see that the family crest of the, I believe it was the Payleer. I think that's the last name. You can see that the noble crest of that is hanging on a sign right by the front porch as you guys approach. It's a small porch. Has different potted plants that seem to be ill taken care of, hanging from the top of the porch and also sitting on different pedestals around it. And you approach the front door. It looks like it has a lavish, seems like almost like a screen door with like a lavish gold knocker kind of door knocker in the middle of it.
I knock.
I jump for the knock.
Raz just reaches out and starts knocking it while Mix is doing that. Some time passes, just a few moments, and the door just creaks open slightly. And you can see there is a woman, probably in her mid-50s, but you can only see about a few inches of her face as she's just peeking out. You can see that there are many locks, like chains, that seem to be behind the door. Yes?
Hello, we are Vixen Company. Is your name Tarshay?
No, that is the master of this estate. My name is Martha. I am a homekeeper.
Hello, Martha. It's nice to meet you. I extend a hand.
She just looks at it. What do you all...
Is Lady Payleer available?
She is not. May I ask why?
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
I would also actually like to insight check that.
Okay. Sure.
That is a natural one. I got nothing.
You're like, why are we here? This is useless.
I do have a +6, so it's a 7, but it's still a nat 1, so.
19.
19. Franklin, you have the notion that she's not being too honest about her not being here, but you're not sure. She just may be unavailable.
Well, it's very important that we seek counsel with her. It's private information, so I really am not allowed to share it with you. Sorry, I was only told I could share it with one person.
It's very important.
If it was so important, I would already know about it.
We have an artifact of Mr. Payleer's, or Master Payleer's, that we were hoping to return to her, personally.
Make a persuasion check, Raz.
I'm gonna roll a different dice. Than the one that I just got. That is a 17 plus 6.
17 plus 6?
23?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how math works?
Is that how math
I
works?
should just get a calculator, really.
Perhaps she will be interested in seeing you tomorrow. I will take note. I will deliver the message. What is your names?
I'm Silver.
Silver?
I'm Vix.
Vix?
Mags.
I am Franklin.
Franklin? And... did you say Raz?
Mags.
Mags. Okay.
Mags.
And Mags. I will deliver the message. If she is available, return tomorrow.
Very well. Thank you for your time, ma'am.
Bring Lord Payleer's property with you.
What if we said we already have it right now?
Make a persuasion check, Vix.
19.
Well, if you have it right now, then you will also have it tomorrow. Bring it back with you. I rolled like extremely well, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We can do that.
And then she never unlocked the door, never opened it more than like 3 inches this whole time. Like, it's just darkness beyond her. You can barely see into the room. Franklin, you doing anything special?
No, I'm just waiting for her to shut the door.
Okay. She shuts the door after this, and you guys can hear her footsteps as she walks away.
I wild shape into a tiny spider and walk under the door and follow her.
Raise your hand if you saw this coming.
How many of us knew that was coming? I did. I'll raise 2 hands in the air.
Yeah.
So Franklin all of a sudden disappears into a very small, tiny spider at under, and just starts beginning to crawl under the door. Easy enough for Franklin to do. The rest of you seeing this, what would you like to do?
Panic.
Yeah.
Panic? Okay.
Braz just kind of nods like, yeah, that was gonna happen. Are the walls of the estates like connected, or is there space between them?
Of the 2 houses next to each other, they are not connected, but they are relatively close. It's almost like they each had to build their own wall.
Then Raz is going to head out away from the one that we were at yesterday, the other direction, and then try and stealth in between the 2 walls.
Okay. Make a perception check as you're doing this, Raz.
It's a 15 plus 6.
The way the roofs are of these places, man, it would be so easy for one of my sisters or even myself to jump from one building to the next. You know, just kind of getting the lay of the land here. It just seems like perfect location. If you were gonna get a running start and jump from one building to the next, it looks like that makes sense.
Easy.
So you're making your way around in between the walls, kind of like a small walkway, sort of alley.
I would like to stealth though.
Okay,
so.
you can also make a stealth check.
That's a 12 plus 6. That's a 20. We're not that 18.
18.
There we go.
Okay, great. Silver, Vix, anything else?
So I feel like this place is guarded by, like, perhaps Martha being a magical person of some sort.
Your insight
Tower, no guards.
Did you make an insight check a long time? Did you make an insight check a while ago, or was that not you? That was somebody else.
It was me and Franklin.
Go ahead and make an insight
Yeah, I
check.
did.
If you're just trying to get a vibe for the place.
Yeah, 15.
You're not sure. She may have guards that are just hired to stay inside. Not all nobles have guards stationed outside. It just depends on how much money they have, how much they can afford, what kind of staff they have. Just really depends. Your insight tells you that this noble family is still noble, but maybe not quite as rich as those around them. The mansion's not quite as big, you know, it's one of those places.
Oh, also, as I slip into the gap, I also changed my appearance to Random Street Boy number 3.
Random Street Boy number 3, nice. I like it.
So.
Silver, anything you want to do before I get to Franklin on the inside of the house?
X, what are we doing?
Well,
Our 2 friends have left us.
I knock again.
You knock again? Okay. You're knocking lower on the door.
Yeah.
Okay, while you're waiting on Martha to answer, Franklin, in the inside of the house, you walk what seems to be into a... You know, a lot of people have like a formal living room in their house. This seems to remind you a lot of something like that. It's there's a nice piece of furniture that has some nice fine china inside. There is a what seems to be very decorative, almost Victorian-style decorative couch over in the corner next to a window. There's this nice carpet placed upon hard wooden floors within the place. Very decorative in everything, all the elements. There are some stairs to your left in which you can hear the footsteps of Martha who have gone upstairs. The stairs themselves are just made out of hardwood with a nice decorative railing that kind of curls into like this snail-like curl at the end at the bottom and leads up to the second floor of the place. There is a doorway that leads back to the back that you could easily crawl under, and there's a doorway to your left. Which direction would Franklin go?
I would like to follow Martha.
All right, so you're spider climbing up the steps, following Martha, and you make your way up. And just about the time you get up the steps, there's another knock at the door downstairs behind you. It sounds like...
and as I'm knocking, I turn to Silver, and I tell Silver to turn invisible, and I cast Disguise Self on myself, and I turn myself into like a more plump gentleman, kind of like a taller dwarf.
Okay.
With like overalls, one strap hanging. Like it looks like I have like a belt around my waist, kind of like a carpenter, like a plumber-esque kind of vibe.
Okay.
With like a nice bushy mustache.
Perfect. Yeah, so you're not looking like a little plump dwarf standing at the doorway.
I will cast invisibility on myself.
And Silver just vanishes. Is he, So those of you who can't see it in the chat, but in Discord right now, Ani is coming up with delve and dash bingo ideas, and they're all amazing. So
here I can post this in.
Yeah, keep those coming because we need to develop that.
Yeah.
We'll do a giveaway every time somebody gets bingo.
We'll have to make a board.
Every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes, that's right.
Yeah.
So Franklin, you make your way upstairs, and as that knocking happens, you can see that Martha's at the end of the hall, and she appears to be speaking into a door that she has about halfway open. And there seems to be some other people moving about upstairs. So go ahead and make a stealth check for me, Franklin.
What's the dexterity of a spider again?
I think is it +2? +2 or +4? Let me double check.
Because I rolled a 17.
I think that's going to be more than enough. You're just going against their passive perceptions. Yeah, so you can see that there are it seems like other maids, other people walking around cleaning. Mostly men and women, human, walking around just tending to things. Doesn't look like an overly crowded staff of any sorts. But you can hear her talking. It's either they're back again, they just knocked, or someone else. I mean, why do they keep knocking on the door? Anyway, milady. Apparently some individuals, Franklin, Vix, Mags, and a Silver, say that they have some of your husband's property. Send them away. It can't be true. Just send them away. Don't listen to them. Send them away. Yes, milady. And she closes the door and starts walking back towards the knocking of the door. Franklin, she passes right over top of you and starts walking back down the steps.
I'm just gonna skitter into that door.
Okay.
So where the lady...
So you're gonna skitter into where she was talking?
That is correct.
Okay, and as you make your way in, it seems like a very nice master bedroom. There is a There's a beautiful bed. It has hanging drapes along the sides of the bed. Very decorative room. A nice decorative purple rug placed in the center of the floor. You do notice there's a vanity over in the corner. There's also this very decorative love seat of some sort over in the side, and there is a woman lying on the love seat. Young, very attractive, blonde, straight hair that kind of streaks down, very fair skin, very clean, very pristine. Looks like she's wearing a good amount of makeup on her face. Wearing a beautiful red gown that has white ruffles that seem to decorate it in different areas. She looks to be resting on this couch and has one arm kind of over top of her head, just like this. It seems to be facing away from the door, as if she turned her head away after Martha had left.
I'm just gonna skitter under the couch,
Okay.
and this way I have my, because I can stay in this form for 3 hours.
Okay.
I'm gonna start a short rest, just listening to everything that's going on. This way I have 2 wild shapes.
Okay. Okay, sure. And as you are underneath, you see there are a few dust bunnies under here with you. Apparently the staff here isn't that good. But they're good enough to keep the room somewhat clean. And you are just hanging out here for a while. At that point, the door opens once again, and you see Martha peeking out, and now this time looking at a dwarf who is all by himself. Oh, how can I help you? I'm sorry.
Oh, thank goodness you answered. I'm a building inspector. A couple days ago, there was a giant creature that attacked the building next door, and it kind of caused some structural damage. So we're here to check out. Well, I mean, I'm here. Normally, I have a partner, but you know, his wife is sick or something, so he couldn't show up today. But I'm here. Would it be okay if I came in and inspect, like, generally just that side wall over there next to your neighbor?
Make a deception check with advantage, please.
Deception. 19.
Stay here. Let me check with the lady. And then the door closes again. Franklin, you can hear footsteps come back up the steps. And then the door opens once again. My lady, there is a construction inspector at the door. Apparently the ruckus that happened next door has caused the city to ask for these individuals to come and check to make sure there isn't any structural damage. Would this be permissible, my lady? Oh, fine, whatever. Just tell him to make it quick. And then you hear the door close again, Franklin, as this happens, and her feet move back down the steps. Vix, you see the door open. The lady said to make it quick.
All right, I'll do my best, but I can't promise, because if there is structural damage, I might have to stay here a little while.
We'll deal with that later. And you see her start unlocking the chains and stuff, and opens the door and moves out of the way and gestures for you to enter.
I'm also going to try and sneak by too.
Okay.
Yeah, I walk by slow enough for him to...
Make a
I
stealth.
like pick up my overalls, you know?
Make a stealth check with advantage, Silver, for being invincible.
That is a 19.
19. Very good. Yeah, you guys have no problem. She closes the door behind you, and that's where we're going to end today's episode of Delve and Dash. As we've got,
It works every time!
as we've got 3 in the house and 1 sneaking around outside.
This is absolutely great.
Oh my god. This whole campaign is going to be about you guys sneaking into noble residences, encasing every joint. Oh, amazing, guys. Hey, we're going to get ready to do this giveaway, guys. So make sure you type in birthday in the chat, the Twitch chat, if you haven't done so already. We're giving away a set of birthstone dice from our friends and partners over at Little Dragon Corp. So make sure you type birthday in the chat if you haven't done so already to get yourself entered in that chat. I'm going to pull that drawing in about 10 seconds. So go ahead and get your last chance to get those enters. Yes, Christy, you may enter because you are currently not a player. So go ahead and enter there.
They are all really cool dice too.
They are amazing. I can't purchase any right now because I'm saving my money for Gen Con. But when I get back from Gen Con, I want to get the Ruby set because that's my birthstone, my July birthday. So I'm gonna get ready to draw.
June has really crappy birthstone.
June is a crappy birthstone.
June?
Yeah, it's like pearl or something, and so it's just boring.
So here we're gonna go
See,
ahead.
I'm March, so mine's aquamarine.
Aquamarine. Ooh, nice.
I have topaz, the worst of the worst. All right.
Sand and SOS. That's not you, Dalton, is it?
I think my brother logged into my account.
Okay.
So, does he technically win?
He technically wins if he's logged into your account, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta tell him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, stop that or change my password because he has his own account. I think he just tried to get me in trouble.
That seems like a brother thing to do, doesn't it, Dalton?
Yeah,
my sister
it does.
My sister would have done that to me too. Well, congratulations. Dalton, what's your brother's name?
Dakota.
Dakota. Congratulations, Dakota. You are our winner. So if you could make sure you guys get your information over my way. I need a mailing address. You can send it to proficiency_bonus@gmail.com, or you can send it as a whisper on Twitch, and I can get it that way as well. And I also need your birth month, because they're going to be centered around the birthstone of your birthday. So congratulations. And
I could get you that information too.
perfect. Sounds great. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wonderful episode, everybody. That was fun. I got to play as an old woman who bakes pies. As soon as Jamie started with his dwarf thing, I about lost it.
That was great.
So next time, actually, just to let you guys know, viewers, just a heads up. Next week we will not have a session due to a lot of us being at Gen Con next week. So if you're going to be at Gen Con, try to find us. We'll be there. I think I myself will be there. Jamie will be there, and Derek will be there.
Yep.
So make sure you come and hang out with us. We'll be there. And the week after that, we will be off stream because it is going to be my son's birthday weekend and my parents are coming into town. So we are going to have guests, and I don't think they're going to want my antics going on in here while they're all out there listening to me talk as an old woman and scream and bark names of monsters. So
That is true.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks to see what happens with 3 of our individuals inside this noble home, and a 4th sneaking about outside. So until next time, guys, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus, and we'll see you all soon. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.